Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here, ready to take the first steps in learning English. Today, we're going to start a journey together, one that might seem a little challenging at first, but will soon open up a whole new world for you. Learning English is like opening a door to many exciting opportunities, whether you want to travel, make new friends, get a better job, or simply enjoy English movies and music. Now, you might be wondering, where do I start? Or, can I really do this? Let me assure you, yes, you absolutely can. In this guide, I'll be sharing some very simple steps that you can follow. Don't worry, these steps are designed just for beginners, so there's nothing too hard here. We'll be taking it slow, one small step at a time. Remember, every language learner starts with the basics, and every little effort you make will bring you closer to your goal. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of where to start and how to keep moving forward. So, take a deep breath, relax, and let's dive in together. Remember, I'm here to guide you step by step, and you're never alone in this journey. Let's get started. Learning English is one of the most rewarding choices you can make. English isn't just a subject or a school lesson. It's a key that can unlock many doors. Let's look at why learning English can be so useful and how it can bring benefits into your life. Firstly, English is known as a global language. This means that, no matter where you go in the world, English is one of the most common languages you'll hear. Imagine traveling to a new country, like the United States, Canada, or Australia. In these places, most people speak English, and knowing even a little can help you feel comfortable and confident. You could ask for directions, order food, or make new friends easily. And it's not just these countries. Many people in places like Europe, Asia, and Africa also use English to communicate with others. By learning English, you gain the ability to connect with people from all around the world. Next, let's talk about understanding movies, TV shows, and music. Many popular movies and songs are in English, and when you learn the language, you can understand the words directly, without needing translations. Imagine watching your favorite movie in English and catching every word and joke. It's a different experience, and you can enjoy it fully. When you listen to English songs, you'll understand the lyrics and feel a stronger connection to the music. These little experiences can make your learning journey even more enjoyable. Now, think about friendships. Learning English allows you to make friends from different countries. You could talk to people online or meet them while traveling. By speaking English, you can share stories, learn about different cultures, and even teach each other words from your own languages. This makes friendships richer and more meaningful. The world feels a lot smaller when you can communicate with others, and English is the bridge that brings people together. For many people, English is also helpful in improving job opportunities. Many companies today want employees who can speak English because they often work with clients or teams in other countries. By learning English, you increase your chances of getting a better job or advancing in your career. Even if you don't need English every day at work, having it as a skill on your resume can make you stand out. Employers appreciate it when someone can speak English, as it shows dedication and the ability to learn. Additionally, learning English can help you access knowledge and information. Many books, scientific papers, and online articles are written in English. When you know the language, you can read these directly, giving you access to ideas and research from all around the world. It's like having the ability to explore more of the internet and discover new things that may not be available in your native language. Finally, learning English is simply a great way to grow as a person. It gives you confidence as you make progress, and it's fun to discover new words, phrases, and even slang. You'll feel proud each time you use a new word or understand a conversation. Over time, you'll feel that English has become a part of you, and that's an amazing feeling. So, whether you're learning English to travel, enjoy movies and music, make new friends, find a better job, or simply grow your skills, each reason adds value to your journey. Learning a language is a gift you give to yourself, a gift that keeps opening up new doors. Remember, every word you learn brings you closer to a world of new possibilities. Let me introduce you to someone who's also on an English learning journey. Meet Alex. Alex is a 24-year-old who recently started learning English. Growing up in a small town, Alex had always dreamed of seeing the world, exploring new cultures, and meeting new people. English wasn't spoken much in Alex's hometown, so learning it wasn't something they needed day to day. But as Alex got older, the idea of visiting different countries and understanding people from around the world started to feel exciting. That's when Alex realized that learning English could be the bridge to these dreams. Alex's main goal in learning English was to travel. Imagine visiting a country where English is spoken widely, whether it's the United States, England, or even places in Asia or Europe where English is used as a common language. Alex wanted to feel confident exploring these places without always needing a translator or an app. Being able to speak even basic English would mean ordering food, asking for directions, and making small conversations with locals would be possible. This thought made Alex feel empowered and ready to take on the world. But travel wasn't the only reason Alex wanted to learn English. Alex also loved movies and music from around the world, many of which are in English. Growing up, Alex often watched popular movies and listened to famous English songs, but could only understand parts of them with subtitles or translations. When Alex watched movies, like animated adventures or superhero films, it was fun, but something always felt like it was missing. What if I could understand everything they're saying? Alex thought. Watching movies or listening to songs in English without relying on translations would make these experiences richer and more meaningful. Plus, Alex was curious about the jokes and expressions that didn't always translate well into other languages. Learning English could bring out these hidden details and add a whole new level of enjoyment to watching movies and listening to music. Alex also hoped to make friends from different countries. As a naturally curious person, Alex loved hearing stories from people who had grown up in different places. Social media and online communities made it possible to connect with people all over the world. But there was always a barrier when language differences came up. Most people from other countries seemed to speak at least a little English. So Alex thought, if I learn English, I'll be able to talk to so many more people. Alex could share stories about their town, learn about others' cultures, and maybe even visit them someday. The idea of building friendships across borders felt inspiring, and English seemed like the key to making it happen. Lastly, Alex was also thinking about career opportunities. Alex knew that English could open doors to better job options, whether it was working in international business, tourism, or even just helping out foreign customers. Many companies valued employees who could communicate in English. In Alex's mind, learning English wasn't just about travel and entertainment. It was a skill that could help secure a stable, well-paying job. Alex wanted to be prepared, not only for the current job market, but also for future opportunities. In many ways, learning English felt like building a foundation for a brighter future, a future where Alex could grow and achieve big goals. When Alex first started learning English, it wasn't easy. The new words, different grammar, and even the way sentences were structured felt challenging, but each small step Alex took felt rewarding. Every time Alex learned a new word or understood a sentence, it was like a small victory. Alex decided to make learning English a fun journey, not a race. By watching short videos, listening to simple songs, and talking to friends who also spoke English, Alex found ways to keep practicing without feeling overwhelmed. Now, every time Alex learns something new, it feels like taking another step closer to the dream. Alex's journey reminds us that learning English isn't just about the language itself. It's about all the doors it can open and the new experiences it brings. If you're like Alex, with dreams of travel, friendship, or a brighter future, remember that English can be your bridge too. Alex is proof that anyone can start from scratch and work towards their goals, one word at a time. So, as you continue with your own English journey, think of Alex. Just like Alex, you can take small steps, celebrate each victory, and enjoy the path to learning a new language. After all, every person learning English has their own story, and each story is unique and special. Alex's story might be like yours, or maybe it's just the beginning of a new adventure you'll create. Let's dive into the first step of learning English, starting with the basics. This might seem simple, but the basics are the foundation of everything else you'll learn. Just like building a house, we need a strong base to build on, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So let's begin with the small steps that will set you up for success as you go further on your journey. The basics of English start with learning simple words and phrases that you can use every day. These are words you'll hear and use often, and they're essential for creating sentences. Think of these words as your toolbox. If you have a set of basic words, you'll always be able to communicate in simple ways, even if you're not fluent yet. To start, it's helpful to learn greetings. These are the words we use when we meet someone or start a conversation. For example, hello or hi. This is how we greet someone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. These greetings change based on the time of day. Goodbye. We use this to say farewell when we're leaving. Just learning these greetings can make a big difference. Imagine meeting someone new and simply being able to say, "Hi, good morning." It's a small step, but it can make you feel confident. Practice these greetings whenever you can. Say hello and goodbye to friends, family, or even to yourself in the mirror. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Next, let's learn some basic phrases that help in simple conversations. These are phrases you can use to introduce yourself or respond to questions. Here are a few. My name is. Use this when introducing yourself. How are you? A simple way to ask how someone is doing. I'm fine, thank you. A common response to how are you, please, and thank you. These are polite words that make a big difference in conversations. These phrases are incredibly useful, and once you know them, you'll notice that you hear them all the time in English conversations. Try saying these phrases when you practice your greetings. For example, you can practice saying, "Hello, my name is Clark. How are you?" Imagine yourself having a conversation with someone and see how comfortable you start to feel with these simple phrases. Another essential part of the basics is learning numbers. Knowing numbers in English is important because we use them for so many things. Counting, saying our age, telling time, and more. Learning numbers doesn't have to be difficult. You can start by counting simple things around you. Count the number of apples in a bowl, the number of books on a shelf, or even the number of steps you take from one room to another. This kind of practice helps you become familiar with the words for each number, and soon you'll be comfortable using them in conversations. Now, let's move on to words related to family. Family terms are words like mother, father, brother, and sister. These words are part of everyday conversations because they help us talk about the people we care about. Here are some basic family words: mother or mom, father or dad, brother, sister, grandmother, and grandfather. You can practice these words by thinking of your own family members and saying their names in English. You can even create sentences like, "My mother's name is," or "I have one brother and one sister." This makes it easier to remember each word, and soon you'll find that talking about your family feels natural. In addition to these, it's good to learn words related to everyday objects around you. These can be things you see and use often, like table, chair, phone, computer, book, pen. You can practice by saying these words when you use or see these objects. For example, when you sit down, you can say, "This is a chair." Or when you pick up your phone, you can say, "This is my phone." It might feel a little funny at first, but this kind of practice really helps. By saying the words out loud, you're training your brain to remember them, and they'll soon become a natural part of your vocabulary. As you go through this step, remember that it's completely okay to make mistakes. When learning new words, it's normal to mix them up, forget them, or not pronounce them perfectly. Don't worry about getting everything right immediately. The most important thing is to keep practicing and using these words whenever you can. Every time you use a new word, you're taking another step forward. Starting with the basics is like planting seeds. Right now, you're just beginning. But as you practice, those seeds will grow into a strong foundation. With each word you learn, you're building your ability to speak and understand English. So, keep practicing these basic words and phrases, and remember that every little bit of effort counts. In time, you'll see how much progress you've made, and you'll be ready for the next steps on your English learning journey. Now that you've learned some basic words and phrases, it's time to focus on the next big step in learning English: practicing, speaking, and listening. These two skills, listening and speaking, are like two sides of the same coin. When you practice both, they help each other and make your progress even faster. Speaking allows you to use the words you know, while listening helps you understand how words sound and how they're used in real conversations. So, let's dive into how you can start practicing speaking and listening every day. First, let's talk about listening. Listening to English is one of the best ways to improve. When you listen, you get used to the sounds, rhythms, and flow of English. It helps you understand how words are pronounced and how sentences are formed. Even if you don't understand every word, simply hearing the language is very helpful. You can start with short, simple videos, songs, or podcasts in English. For example, watch English videos. YouTube is full of videos for beginners. You can watch short videos that explain basic English or even cartoons in English. Choose videos that are not too fast and have clear, simple language. Listen to English songs. Music is a fun way to learn. You can pick simple, slow songs with clear lyrics. Try to listen to the song and see if you can understand some words or phrases. Songs help you remember phrases because of the melody and rhythm. Use English podcasts. There are podcasts designed specifically for English learners. They often use simple words and speak clearly. Listening to a podcast is like having a friend talk to you in English. Try to find short podcasts that you enjoy and listen to them regularly. When you start listening to English every day, you'll notice that you begin to recognize certain words and phrases. It might feel challenging at first, but that's okay. Just keep going, and soon you'll see that it gets easier. Even if you only understand a few words, each listening session is progress. Little by little, your brain will get used to the language, and you'll understand more. Now, let's focus on speaking. Speaking in English might feel scary at first, especially if you're not used to it, but it's very important. When you speak, you're practicing using the words and phrases you know. Speaking out loud helps you remember better and builds your confidence. Here are some easy ways to start speaking in English. Practice alone. Yes, you can practice speaking English even if you're alone. Stand in front of a mirror and introduce yourself in English, or talk about your day. For example, you could say, "Hello, my name is Clark. Today, I went to the market." Practicing alone helps you get comfortable with the sounds of English. Talk to a friend or family member. If you have a friend, family member, or classmate who is also learning English, you can practice together. Even if you both know just a little, you can help each other. Start with short, simple conversations. For example, one person can ask, "How are you?" and the other can respond, "I'm fine, thank you." Join an English-speaking group. There are online groups and communities where people practice English together. Many of these groups are full of beginners just like you, so you don't need to worry about making mistakes. You can join short conversations or practice asking and answering questions. This kind of practice helps you feel connected to others who are also learning. If you don't have anyone to practice with, don't worry. You can still practice by speaking out loud to yourself. Describe what you see around you, or talk about what you're doing. For example, if you're making tea, you can say, I am making tea. I have a cup and a spoon. These small sentences may seem simple, but they're very helpful for building your confidence. As you start speaking and listening, try to make it a habit. Just like with exercise or any other skill, practice is key. Even if you only practice speaking and listening for a few minutes each day, it will make a big difference. The goal is to make English a part of your daily life. Here are some ideas for daily practice. Watch a short video in English every morning or evening. Pick a video that's only a few minutes long and watch it every day. Try to focus on the words and expressions you hear. Set a daily goal to speak for a few minutes. You could set a goal like, I will speak in English for 5 minutes today. Talk about anything, even simple topics. Remember, every bit of speaking practice helps. Use simple sentences in English throughout the day. For example, when you look outside, say, it's sunny or it's raining. When you're eating, you can say, I am eating lunch. These small sentences make English a natural part of your day. Another great way to practice both listening and speaking is by repeating what you hear. When you watch a video or listen to a song, try to repeat some sentences. For example, if someone in a video says, Good morning, how are you? You can pause the video and repeat it yourself. This helps you get comfortable with pronunciation and intonation. Over time, your speaking and listening skills will grow stronger, and you'll feel more confident. Finally, remember to be patient with yourself. Learning to speak and understand a new language takes time, and it's okay to make mistakes. Don't worry if you don't sound perfect right away. No one does. The important thing is to keep trying. Even if you make mistakes, every time you speak or listen, you're improving. So, as you go forward, keep practicing your speaking and listening every day. These skills are essential for becoming confident in English. You're building a strong foundation, and each day you practice, you're getting closer to your goal. English is a journey, and by practicing speaking and listening, you're already well on your way. Let's keep going together, step by step. Now that you've started practicing speaking and listening, it's time to focus on another important step: reading and writing. These skills will help you understand English even better and allow you to express yourself more clearly. Just like speaking and listening, reading and writing are essential parts of learning a new language, and they support each other. When you read, you get to see how words are used in sentences, and when you write, you practice using those words yourself. Let's look at some simple ways to practice reading and writing every day. Reading in English is one of the best ways to expand your vocabulary and improve your understanding of the language. When you read, you'll learn new words and see how they're used in context. You'll also get familiar with different sentence structures and grammar. But don't worry, you don't have to read difficult books to get started. There are plenty of simple resources that are perfect for beginners. Start with simple English stories that are written for learners. These stories use basic vocabulary and easy sentence structures, so they're great for practice. For example, short stories for beginners. You can find many beginner-level English stories online. These stories are often designed with easy language and simple plots, making them perfect for learning. Children's books. These books are also a great resource because they are written with simple words and illustrations that can help you understand the meaning. Books like The Very Hungry Caterpillar or Green Eggs and Ham are great examples. They use repetition, which is helpful for learning new words. Articles or blogs for learners. There are websites that write articles specifically for English learners. These articles are short, and they use clear and simple English. You can read one article a day and try to understand the main ideas. You can start with topics that interest you, like sports, music, or travel. Another great way to practice reading is by watching videos with subtitles. You can find English videos on YouTube or other streaming platforms and turn on English subtitles. Reading along with the video helps you connect the written words with the spoken words. It's like reading and listening at the same time. Try to read the subtitles while watching a short video, and pay attention to new words or phrases. This will help you understand how sentences are structured in English. As you read, don't worry if you don't understand everything. It's normal to encounter new words or phrases that you don't know. The important thing is to keep reading and try to understand the general meaning. If you come across a word you don't understand, you can use a dictionary or simply guess its meaning based on the context. This will help you build your vocabulary and improve your comprehension. Now that you're getting better at reading, it's time to start writing in English. Writing is a wonderful way to practice the language because it helps you organize your thoughts and use new words in your own sentences. Just like with speaking, don't be afraid to make mistakes when you write. The more you practice, the better you will get. A great way to start writing is by keeping a daily journal. Each day, try to write a few sentences about your day in English. For example, you could write, "Today, I went to the park with my friend. I learned 5 new words in English today. I watched an interesting video about animals." Even simple sentences like these will help you practice writing. As you write, try to use the new words and phrases you've learned. This will help you remember them better.